After endlessly scrolling through LinkedIn and job boards, applying for each of those perfect jobs with your tailored, mistake-free resume, you can finally sit down and rest. But wait, can you really? If a recruiter calls you from one of those companies, are you instantly able to recall which job you actually applied to? Which company are they even calling from? Hi friends, my name is Jamie and I'm a Googler based in Singapore, and this channel is currently focused on helping students with practical career tips to help you secure that first internship or job. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to keep track of all your job applications and the status of each of them while on a job search. As usual, there are timestamps to this video, so feel free to skip ahead to the parts that add value for you. Even as I was very intentional during my job hunt, I still ended up applying for quite a few companies. I applied on different platforms, sent in applications on different dates, and submitted tweaked resumes. Things got extremely messy because as interviews progressed with different companies, I couldn't keep up with which round I was at with each company. I actually even got mixed up and prepared for a job with another company's job description, and well, you can guess how that turned out. I wish that I had been a little more organized to make my life a little bit easier. So I'm sharing a job tracking template that I wish that I had back in the day. You can find it linked in the description below. This template is hosted on the platform Notion, an all-in-one workspace that you can download and use for free. If you haven't yet heard of Notion, I highly recommend you check it out and utilize it as a tool for organizing your life. So let's do a quick demonstration on how you can utilize the template. When you go into the link in the description below, remember to hit the duplicate down here. I'll click it, but it's gonna ask me to log in. So just make sure you log in with a newly created account. And yeah, I'm gonna just close this because I already have something set up. So this is how it will look like. I've already created some examples here just to show all of you later. But right now I just wanna go ahead to create a new template. So how do you do this? You click new and you click new company template, and then this is going to populate. So maybe let's start with example company D, right? Cool thing about Notion is that you can add an icon. So let's say doggy, right? You can even add a cover. So I'll just go to change cover, unsplash, maybe like company D, so like a dog, I guess, right? Okay, let's do this one, man. There we go, let it load. Oh, all right, you can, so it's quite versatile. You can even change position, but anyway. Next, so just you can input the company name, so company D, application type. So where did you apply for this company? Was it through LinkedIn? Was it through a job board? Or did you apply directly on the company, or was it through a referral? So let's just say I applied on LinkedIn. And then you can put the job description link here, like companydjd.com, just for example. JD, right? And then I'd highly recommend you to upload a copy of your resume here, so you can always make sure, or you can always confirm this is the resume that I have submitted. You can also put in the date that I submitted a resume. Let's say I submitted it last week on the 28th, right? So that's going to be captured here. Now, status of when you actually submitted the resume. All right, so say I submitted my resume last week on December 28th, and maybe interviews are really quick, so I already completed all my interviews. You can see from 28th, maybe I interviewed on the 29th. I already sent a thank you note. I interviewed on the 31st. Very hardworking there. And yeah, thank you note 2 has been sent. And maybe I interviewed one more time. Maybe I interviewed today and I got the offer today. Thank you note has been sent. So with that done, I can show you a bit more, but just gonna scroll down a bit here. So below here on this template, you can also leave some extra notes. You can paste the notes from your chat with the recruiter, and then you can link it here, as well as notes from interviewers, from the different interviews you had, like maybe what was their name, what was interesting about them, or what was interesting about the conversation you had. Just write down some notes here, and also with hiring managers, what notes do you want to jot down? So you can leave it all here. But okay, so let's get out there, and you can see here now, company D has been put here. Now you can see this is actually in list view, but the cool thing about Notion is that you're actually able to see it in different views. So for example, if I want to see it in board view, just click this and it'll populate for you in board view. See, look, the cool thing is that you can see, like for company A, I already submitted all my resumes. For company B, I'm at the stage where I already had the chat with the recruiter. And for company C, I'm officially interviewing and I'm going through interviews. And for company D, I've already completed the interviews, right? So I find this quite cool and quite useful as well. So if you're done, say if a recruiter calls you for an interview for company A, you can actually drag and drop here. And then it populates. If you go and you see initial recruiter chat, and then if you change it back to resume submitted, it pops back. So very, very useful. And you can check out the other view. Calendar view is also very, very useful. So but for now, you can see it's sorted by resume, the date that I submitted my resume, right? So these are all the dates that I submitted all my resumes for all the 4 companies. But what if you don't want that? If you want to see like, oh, when is the first time I interviewed with them? So you can click and filter by there. So you can see obviously today is the 4th, right? But you can see this was when my first interviews were held. And for company B, my next interview is on the 7th. As well as, you can change it, you can see for, my second interview and also for the third interview, right? Oops, there's one today, I guess. And yeah, so it's really fun. You can really play around with it and tweak it. And also, my favorite view personally is also table view. So you can see all different sort of details right here. So if you click, say if you open this, right, these are all the details you see there, and they are spread out here. But what if you don't want to see all of this? So you can actually go to properties and you can kind of get rid of stuff you don't want to look at. Say I don't really want to know when I interviewed for all of them, when I submitted the resume, I want to know what company it is, application type, when it was last updated, don't need this, thank you note. Yeah, so once you kind of like, you can choose what you really want to see, and there you go. It's all there. You can see the statuses of where you're at, what type of application. So I really, really like Notion because it really gives you an overall view of what you need to see, and you can see it in different ways as well. So I find the board view and table view very, very useful. So yes, do take the time to explore Notion. I think it is a great platform to use, and best of all, it's free for students. So take a look at it. Alright, back to the video. So remember to make duplicates of these templates before you actually use them for yourself. This is so that other students can also benefit from using these templates. It may seem quite cumbersome to keep updating something like this, but trust me, in the long run, it helps a ton, and you'll always be on top of your job hunting game. If you enjoyed content like this, please give it a like, as it really helps to support the channel, and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more practical career tips like this. I'll see you in the next video.